आपको सीधे ले चलते हैं चुनाव आयोग, जहां पर उमेश सिंह डिप्टी इलेक्शन कमिश्नर जो हैं वो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में।
This round of the assembly elections has been over in Assam, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Puducherry and Kerala. So on conclusion of this round of poll, I would like to compliment all the officials, the state electoral machinery, the machinery involved at the district level, at the field level, the polling officials, polling personnel. I would also like to compliment the Central Police Forces personnel who have been working incessantly to ensure the peaceful election and different other duties of enforcement for last several days. I would also like to compliment big role of the income tax officials and all the other officials who have been working to monitor the election expenditure of the candidates and political parties. I would also like to compliment the role of the various other stakeholders, the political parties, civil society, the media, for giving their utmost support in the conduct of election. And finally, I compliment the role of the voters for their very enthusiastic participation in these elections. I would like to give you the major highlights of the Tamil Nadu election, the preparedness. First of all, I would like to tell you that in 32 districts of Tamil Nadu, which has 234 assembly constituencies, in 232 assembly constituencies, the poll has passed off peacefully. There were only some obstruction by the rains in the morning in 8 districts of Tamil Nadu, but fortunately the situation improved, and the people in some of the polling stations, as per our information, even till 6 p.m. they were in queues. So those who were in the queue till 6 p.m. they have been given the tokens, and they would be able to vote. Now, if you see the largest assembly constituency in Tamil Nadu, this was Solinga Noor, 27 AC, which has more than 6 lakh electors, and the smallest AC is 164 Kilvelur, which has 1,63,000 electors. In state of Tamil Nadu, the total number of general electors was 5,82,000, little more than that, and service electors more than 58,000. So the total electors were 5,82,000, 5,82,59,801 total electors, and number of overseas electors was just 56. The percentage of electors who were issued EPIC and the photo electoral roll was 100% in Tamil Nadu. In respect of electoral roll, comprehensive work was done in Tamil Nadu. The total 3,776 candidates were in the fray. A new initiative was taken in Tamil Nadu, as done in Bihar also. There was single window clearance system was introduced with the name Sohariam, in which the permissions were to be granted within 24 hours preferably, and there were 61,224 permissions were sought by the different political parties and candidates, and that was permitted through this system. There was a comprehensive public grievance redressal system which was created, which was IT based and web based, and in that the total more than 26,000 complaints were received which were redressed. As far as expenditure monitoring is concerned, a comprehensive arrangement was done in this time. Election Commission first of all had set up a multi-departmental committee on election intelligence. In that the various enforcement agencies they were part of this committee, and the intelligence was shared among the different organizations. We had the state level nodal officers from the police department, from the state excise department, income tax department, and from the investigation wing. And we had large number of revenue officials, income tax officers from the customs and excise department, and some other services who were put on the duty of the expenditure management as central observers. Then the income tax department had initiated a very innovative measure in which they had posted officers in each district and had assigned these officers with the special powers of search and survey by designating them as assistant director or deputy director investigation. The officers present in 32 districts of Tamil Nadu, and they were supported by the ITOs and income tax inspectors, and which resulted in reduction in time lag by the team to attend the complaints and reference from the teams. And the income tax teams investigated the cases of suspicious transaction, and large number of seizures were done after that. The first time the investigation wing of the income tax department had also taken up the job of verification of affidavit of assets and liabilities filed by the candidates at the time of nomination on a real-time basis. Earlier there was always a big time lag, but this time a real-time basis this was done by the investigation wing. Then the standard operating procedure was followed during election. Their intelligence unit were activated in the state airport and nearby airports, and there were also sea intelligence unit which was created with the help of Custom, Coast Guards and Indian Navy. Then a comprehensive management mechanism was put in place for monitoring of production, storage, distribution and sale of liquor, and excise teams in each district were keeping a regular check on the consumption pattern compared to that of preceding years, and the state police was also monitoring the movement of the illegal liquor and narcotics which may likely to misuse during the election. Then at every district level, district expenditure monitoring committee was set up. The control room and complaint monitoring cells were set up, and a number of flying squads and static surveillance teams were deployed in the state. We have kept a norm of 3 flying squads, 1 static surveillance team, but every district this number was further increased, and the toll-free numbers were provided, and it was given a due publicity. So initially in Tamil Nadu was 702 flying squads and 712 static surveillance teams were deployed. The Commission further strengthened the strategy for dealing with the misuse of money, and this involved further increase in the number of flying squads. Again, the special teams were also deployed, where the senior officials will send as special observers, and they supervise the entire process of the working of flying squads and also the working of the enforcement. This was about expenditure monitoring. After that, towards the last few days before elections, the 7,000 squads were set up by making the sector officers as the zonal parties. So this was the record number of enforcement squads which was set up in Tamil Nadu. And then this for the first time the CPF and central government employees were also posted in the flying squads. There were 117 IPS probationers who witnessed these procedure, and they were part of the flying squads to improve the further effectiveness. And the total number of 440 checkposts and 300 companies of CPF were deployed. And we also deployed 8,556 micro observers in the polling stations, and this time it was a record cash seizure of 110, more than 110 crores, out of which 48 crores were released. A total of 1.83 liters of liquor was seized, and the more than 26 kilo of gold and 204 kilo of silver was also seized.
Repeat, please. Money and liquor portion.
Okay. Cash seizure was more than 110 crores. Okay, and 110 crores. 110 crores. Yeah. So out of which 48 crore was released after verification. The commission this time also had set up a team that anybody who has evidence of the carrying the money, that is a committee was set up at the district level, and then with the evidence they released the money. So this was the amount which was released. And then on the front of law and order, total number of 13,000 NBW were served. Okay, liquor. A total of 1.83 lakh liters of liquor was seized. Silver 204 kilo of silver, 204 kilos of silver and 26.35 kilogram of gold. 36.35 kilos. Yeah, kilograms of gold. Yeah, on law and order front, a comprehensive exercise was done to take appropriate action against the intimidators. A comprehensive vulnerability mapping was done in respect of every polling station and the polling station areas, and a total of 13,071 non-bailable warrants were served, and then pending only few NBWs were pending, and the total numbers of more than 19,000 arms, only 46 were pending, and the rest of them they were surrendered. Yes. Yes. And then under the various preventive actions, more than 22,000 cases were filed. They were not surrendered. They were surrendered. The licensed arms. These are the licensed arms. Okay.
How many arms were seized?
Yeah, I'll come to that. This was about the legal arms, licensed arms. Okay.
Sir, under preventive action, how many?
Yeah, I was telling that. So a total of 22,453 cases have been filed under the preventive actions sections of CRPC, and 11,336 persons were bound over. 11,336. So in more than 3,160 hamlets were identified as vulnerable pockets, and all the 8,870 troublemongers were identified. They were bound over. Then when it comes to various activities of the voters awareness education, the focus in Tamil Nadu was more on the ethical voting, and a comprehensive publicity campaign was launched with the help of civil society, media, educational institutions, and various celebrities and icons. They were roped in, and the campaign of My Vote is Not for Sale as a campaign was launched, and then there were special target groups who were identified, like corporate employees, housewives, persons with disabilities, infirm and senior citizens. So they were the targeted interventions for which the special sweep campaign was launched. Youth was one special category who was roped in, not only as a voter but also as an educator and motivator. A lot of social media campaign was also launched, and various sweep contents were made available on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Google, and online newspapers, etc. So this was the campaign, and there was a new initiative in which on 10th of May an ethical voting pledge was taken by more than 1.65 crore electors in whole of Tamil Nadu. On front of IT, various IT tools were used during the management of elections in Tamil Nadu. There were major 10 web-based applications, 2 mobile-based applications, which were offering 15 services across the Android and iOS platform. So the first was that the first time a record number of polling stations had the facility of web streaming. So more than 25,000 polling stations were provided with the facility of webcasting, and in which the 275 servers were deployed. Then the SMS-based poll monitoring system was also introduced, which was taken up for all 66,000 polling booths. Around 3 crore electors were informed about the candidate contesting in the constituency by SMS messages. In this process, about 6.4 crore messages were sent. The electors, by sending a simple SMS, could know about the polling station and also the queue status in the respective polling station. So this was also a new initiative. And then another service was that a person with a smartphone was able to use the Google Map service to navigate his or her polling station. And there were 936 model polling stations which were set up in all 235 assembly constituencies. 2 assembly constituencies would have the election now on 23rd. There are 236 all-women polling stations were set up. This was also a new record, where the polling personnel were all women. There are 14 special polling stations were established exclusively for differently able persons and the patients with leprosy. More than 13,000 wheelchairs were arranged at the polling station for differently able persons, and a record number of the volunteers, more than 13,000 volunteers were drawn from NSS, NCC to assist the differently able persons and to handle the wheelchairs and help the senior citizens and ailing persons. As far as the turnout of Tamil Nadu is concerned, as per our information, the polling percentage on 5 p.m. it is 69.19%. 69.19%. If you see the turnout of the previous elections, for the last General Assembly elections, it was 78.12%. 78.12%. Yes, and 11. 2011 General Assembly election, it was 78.12%. For the Lok Sabha election, it was 73.85%. Yeah. And so maybe by late evening we'll be able to know the exact turnout, and we'll let you know separately. Till now, this is about Tamil Nadu. Now I quickly come to Puducherry. Puducherry again, there are 23 ACs in Puducherry. In Karaikal there are 5 assembly constituencies, Mahe 1 assembly constituency, Yanam 1 assembly constituency. So in total in Puducherry there are 30 assembly constituencies. So again for Puducherry, the poll process was totally peaceful, barring some places which were faced little bit of problem especially in Karaikal area, but the weather improved, and if you see the details of Puducherry election, then in Puducherry we have 25 general assembly constituencies, 5 in the category of SC. In total there are 30 assembly constituencies. The electoral strength of Puducherry is 9,41,000 in total, 9,41,935, which includes 537 service electors, 128 NRI voters or overseas electors. Again in Puducherry, the EPIC and PR percentage is 100% coverage of both, and 93% voter slips were distributed to all the voters. In this area there are 930 polling stations, and interestingly in all 100% polling station webcasting was done in Puducherry. So 100% webcasting done in every polling station we had the facility of webcasting. Then we used 1088 EVMs in total. Only 16 EVMs were replaced. In VVPAT we used only 81 VVPAT, out of which only 2 was replaced. In Puducherry, 236 vulnerable pockets were identified in 148 polling stations, and 264 arms were deposited. 1046 persons were bound down, and 98 NBWs were executed. There were 17 cases of minor incidences, and in total we deployed 29 companies of CAPF. The 139 cases were filed for the MCC violation. In 58 cases were against the political parties, and in total 6.57 crores cash was seized, out of which 4.49.
तो आप देख रहे थे सीधे निर्वाचन सदन से, जहां उमेश सिंह डिप्टी कमिश्नर इलेक्शन के जो बता रहे थे कि ये तमाम जानकारी दे रहे थे कि 3 जगहों पर जो मतदान हुए, तमिलनाडु, पुडुचेरी और केरला में, जहां मतदाताओं ने बढ़ चढ़कर हिस्सा लिया और शांतिपूर्ण ढंग से ये मतदान वहां पर संपन्न हुए। फिलहाल